Hi everyone and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be comparing the Rolex Deepsea Sea Dweller to the Omega Planet Ocean, the Seiko Marinemaster and the Seiko Sumo. I own the Marinemaster and the Sumo, but the Rolex and the Omega are owned by my best friend. In fact, the Rolex has just come back from Rolex after a full service and it's still got the protective stickers on, so it's fresh from Rolex. In the past I've personally owned a non-date sub, the later one, the non-ceramic one though, and I've also owned a Seamaster, Omega Seamaster, so I've had some experiences with both the brands, and so in this video I'm going to show you a few comparisons and talk about them. So the model numbers that I've got here are the Omega Planet Ocean, which is a reference 220-85000 with a caliber 2500. The Rolex is the 116660, and the Marinemaster is the SBDX001, and the Sumo is the SBDC003, aka the Blue Mo, it's the blue faced one. I thought I'd talk about first the straps of all the watches. So we'll have a look at those first. So here they are, with the bottoms facing up, and I'll show you each of them a little bit closer. So this is the bracelet of the Sumo. And it's, to be honest, a pretty standard Seiko metal bracelet. It's not the best bracelet in the world, but it does the trick, and it seems pretty hard wearing and pretty sturdy. That's the Sumo. The next one is the Rolex Deepsea Sea Dweller, which is quite a thin bracelet for such a heavy watch, and I've heard a few complaints about the watch being really top heavy. It certainly feels that way, but the bracelet on this one has got the new glide lock adjustable clasp, which I'll show you. So you flip that, that's what you do to open it there. Got the Rolex diver's extension there. I haven't actually opened that before, but the glide lock works like this. So it extends out back in really easy, so you can make some really good micro adjustments there, and I've found with that I can make it fit really nicely. The strap, to be honest with you, is pretty much, I think, my favourite strap on any watch. It's really amazing quality and just feels right. So that's the Rolex, and the next one is the Marinemaster, which I have to say I do really like. It's not as nice as the Rolex, and it's a bit typical Seiko, but it's durable, it's comfortable, and I'm sure it will stand the test of time. So it's got a titanium clasp on here, and it's got Seiko's ratcheting extension, so you just literally push that and it opens up, and then you close it like that. You can see it there fully. It works really well, and maybe on a hot day, if your wrist is expanded slightly as mine does, you can just open it up slightly and give that a little extra so that it's not tight. That's the Seiko. And last but not least is the Omega Planet Ocean. And these straps are beautiful. I have to say that this strap in particular, my friend who owns it has done a lot of running in it, and actually the strap has come off. I think the pins are broken, and he's actually ended up dropping this a couple of times. I'm not sure about the durability, and I mean, he wears these watches as every day. I mean, the last time he changed the oil on my car for me, he was wearing his Deepsea. I wouldn't do that with my watches. I wear them every day, but I wouldn't, expose them unnecessarily to damage. This watch strap, it is nice, but it doesn't feel like it's stood the test of time like the Rolex one. But it's beautifully made, and it is a really nice strap. So there's the straps. So here you can see the thickness of the cases, and the Marinemaster and the Deepsea are the most similar out of all of them. And the Sumo and the Planet Ocean, fairly similar size. So the weight of these watches, the Marinemaster is 201 grams, the Sumo is 188, the Rolex is 209, and the Omega is 209. Next I'm going to talk about the finishing on these watches, but I'm going to leave the Sumo out because it's the cheapest here, and although the finishing is really good on it, I wanted to compare these three primarily to show you what the finish is like on these watches. Sometimes the Marinemaster is referred to as the Japanese Rolex, and when you see it next to the Deepsea, it's kind of easy to see why that comparison has been made. And I'll be honest with you, the Deepsea is probably my favourite watch, if you want to call it a grail watch. But there's something about the Marinemaster, and a lot of the people that I know that have got them, hi Bruce Williams, who does some fantastic videos. He's got the next version of this, which has got a slightly better loom, and the SP logo on the crown, and a few other little small differences. And he'll tell you the same. There is something really special about this watch. It's got a monocoque case, which means there's no back to it. It's a solid block of stainless steel, 300 meters water resistance. The movement when you bring it out has to come out the front, and the movement is an undecorated Grand Seiko movement. So it's a very, very good movement. If you can see the finishing, if I can get it to focus. There you go. Finishing on this case really is absolutely stunning. I mean, it really is. The hands as well, they're brushed. I'm not sure whether you can see that. Have a look at the movement for a second. It's really, really smooth. The bezel is really solid. The crown feels really good. You can hear the really smooth winding action of that. It winds all the way when you screw it back down. There you go. I really do enjoy this watch. It really is a really good piece of kit with the domed hard Lex crystal there. You know, people talk about the fact that a watch costing this much should really have sapphire crystal, and I've had watches with sapphire crystal that I've worn doing everything from diving to working to anything. I've never scratched one, but then having said that, I've probably had 30 or 40 different Seiko watches and, you know, never really scratched one of them either, so it's really good. So here's the Rolex Deepsea Sea Dweller, and it's still got the protective stickers on, as I said, so you can't see, but I mean it's different. It hasn't got any shined up edges, it's all brushed stainless steel. And obviously Rolex used the higher grade of stainless steel that only they do, I think. And you know, it does what it says on the tin. It's a tall watch, and Rolex finishing is pretty good. Do I think that this watch is worth, well, it costs £8,000, and this watch costs about £1,500 or £1,700. Do I think that this is worth the extra? Honestly, no, I don't. As much as I love it, and it is, as I said, probably my grail watch, I can't see where you can justify it. The finish on the Seiko is exquisite, as it is on here, on the Rolex. Let's just unscrew the crown. I mean, it's very precise, but again, so is the Sumo, so is the Marinemaster. Really nice crown action. This glass on here is domed as well. You've got the loom pip, which is sitting proud, and the helium escape valve, trip lock crown, really nice. And then you've got on the Marinemaster, the Seiko pip, the loom pip, sorry, is recessed. There. So here's the two together. So then finally we come to the Planet Ocean, which I think is a really stunning looking watch. Sorry about that. I'm not a professional. This is just a bit of fun, this video. It's not to be treated seriously. I'm not a videographer. This is just a reference video for out of interest. So let's have a look at the bezel action. Out of the Rolex and the Marinemaster and this, I least like this bezel on here. It's very ratchety and doesn't feel very refined. It's good, it's solid, but it's not as refined. You got the helium escape screw down crown there, which feels good. And then the crown on here, it's only got a very short, only couple of screws before it sits against the case, which doesn't feel right to me, but I guess that's just the way it is. That's it, and it's done. You know, the finish on these is really good. The Omega finishing is pretty good. The case, it's mainly brushed, it's not really polished. Case backs are nice on the Omegas. Really deep engraving on there. The Seahorse, Planet Ocean, Seamaster. Very domed sapphire crystal there. And that's that. So the next thing is what does it look like on the wrist? So my wrist is approximately, that's just under 7.5 inches. Because it's quite thin, it sits quite well on the wrist. It feels comfortable, it feels really, really nice. Orange really stands out, it's quite pretty. And then you've got the Rolex Deepsea Sea Dweller. The thickest out of all the watches. You can see the height, because the lugs aren't curved at all. The lugs of the case, it really does stand high on your wrist. And it does feel really, really heavy in there, although I did wear it for a while and got used to it. It didn't feel as heavy after a while. Can't manoeuvre this wrist around as much because I've had some quite major surgery on it, where my hand doesn't bend very much that way. But you can see. Just in the interests of comparison, although this strap isn't sized for my wrist because I wear it on NATOs, there's the Seiko Sumo, which has got really curved lugs. And they curve round, which makes it wear a lot smaller than it actually is. It is quite a big watch. And last but by no means least, my Marinemaster, which as you can see wears a lot smaller than its quite large size. Just to show you the extension thing, how easy it is to do when it's on your wrist. You literally go like that, and you can see it loosens it off a bit. But to tighten it up, you can get, you know, the perfect fit. It's also got micro adjustments on here, 4 positions, so you can get a really good fit. I tend to wear this on the bracelet during the week, and then I wear it on NATOs the weekend. Just to show you what the Marinemaster looks like when it's on a different kind of strap. This is a strap made from French parachute material, original, kindly sent to me by someone selling them on Instagram. It's really, really nice, flexible material. So yeah, this is made from French parachute material, all original, new old stock parts. and it's kind of near enough to what the Marine Nationale used on the MN77. They call this strap the original Nageur De Combat strap, and I've got to say it's really comfortable and quite different. I quite like it. So this next shot's just going to give you an idea of the movements